Welcome back to the Helicon Watches channel. Today I want to take you on a deep dive into one of the most misunderstood areas of the watch industry, movements. Movements are the heart of any watch, but the process of choosing, acquiring and preparing these movements is something that I believe many people, even the most ardent enthusiast, often don't fully understand. So let me explain how it all works. If you're a large watchmaker like Rolex, Tudor or Patek, you have generations of expertise, engineering and, let's be honest, money. This allows you to create your own movements in-house. At the mid-level, brands might combine in-house movements for their higher-end models with heavily modified movements based on ETA or Sellita movements. Then, for their more affordable lines, they source movements from manufacturers such as Sellita, STP, Soprod, Miyota or Seiko. Now, if you are a micro brand like us at Helicon Watches, we rely on sourcing movements from the same manufacturers such as ETA, Sellita, STP, Soprod, Seiko or Miyota. And yes, some movements are easier to source than others. This is where things get interesting. In many cases, Swiss movements are available in different grades. To simplify it, let's just call them base grade, mid grade, top grade and chronometer grade. While the architecture of the movement remains largely the same, what differentiates the grades is the time taken to assemble them. There are some technical differences, and of course it's the time to check and test them. Chronometer grade movements are essentially an elite version of the top grade movement, but only a small portion of those movements will actually go to the chronometer process, making them more expensive. Remember, time is money. Here's a key point. Don't get caught up worrying whether your movement is of the highest grade. We're not talking about good versus bad here. The real question is what's important for each individual watch project. For example, does it make sense to have a fully decorated movement behind a sealed caseback? All the movement manufacturers I've mentioned, whether Swiss or Japanese, know exactly what they are doing. They have decades of experience. The engineering required to create a mechanical marvel that beats at 20 to 30,000 times per hour and needs servicing maybe once every few years is incredible. Now, speaking of which, Japanese movement manufacturers don't offer multiple grades. They produce one standard and consistently high grade. Now, here's something that might not be as widely known. If you're a large brand, you can source movements directly from manufacturers in bulk. But as a smaller watch manufacturer, you may need to rely on wholesalers, and that relationship is key. It requires trust. Let me share a story. A few years ago, while setting up after sales for several European watch brands here in the UK, we started noticing an unusual trend in warranty claims for one brand. We eventually traced the issue back to movements that had been improperly stored. Just like an old car, if you store a movement and it's unused for too long, it will need servicing, cleaning, oiling and lubrication. You can't just let these mechanical marvels sit around and expect them to work perfectly after years of inactivity. And here's the most important takeaway. In my experience, one of the most critical elements of a watch is quality isn't just the movement, but the skill of the watchmaker assembling it. A good watchmaker can take a standard movement and create a fantastic watch. On the other hand, a poor watchmaker can take a top grade movement and still produce a less than ideal result. Watchmaking is still a highly skilled profession. At Helicon Watches, we're fortunate to have a direct relationship with our movement supplier in Tokyo, one that goes back over a decade. They consistently provide us with the latest information and technical support, and we have a direct line to Tokyo, ensuring we're always in the loop on any new developments. We're also lucky to have great watchmakers with experience dating back to the 90s. Every watch we produce goes through multiple levels of quality control, including Daniel and I personally checking each and every piece before it ships. That's what matters to us. I hope you found this video insightful. Let us know if you'd like to see more deep dives into the watchmaking industry. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It's only with your support that we can keep doing what we love. Thank you for watching.